Hi, my name is Avinoam Leonel, and I'm glad that you could join me for this short and very important presentation titled Meaning and Purpose in Illness. The onset of illness, such as cancer or any other chronic condition, is challenging and demanding, to say the least, and there are many things that we do not have control over at all. But we do have control over our mind, and by that I mean that we have the ability to direct our thoughts and focus on components or aspects in our life that empowers us. And one such component is for us to be able to understand the meaning and purpose of illness, the meaning and purpose of illness in our life, what illness has come to do in our life and what it presents. Now this is important because when we do, not only illness and the treatment that follow, not only they become less difficult, but we are able to answer the call of illness, the call to action, receive the message embedded in illness, and by doing so, participate in our own healing, allow our body to heal from within. And after all, if illness is in fact a call to action, when we take this action, it should cease to broadcast that message of illness. Illness should dissolve. And this, of course, is the ultimate benefit, the ultimate outcome that we desire. So let's begin and discover what is the purpose and meaning of illness in our life. When we talk about meaning and purpose, first we have to understand that the role and purpose of illness requires a recognition of its primary message, to truly accept that illness is a call for us to take some form of action. And we don't yet know what this action is, but first we can reframe our current experience, which is not a simple or easy or fun experience, in that way that gives it a greater context. Illness is a call for us to take action. It highlights the necessity and inevitability of an existential shift. And I'll explain what that means in just a moment. Basically, we must reevaluate and rediscover who we are. Now, it sounds like a lot, but we actually do that on an ongoing basis. Now we just have to do it in a more focused way. And when we regard illness as a call to action, we have to understand that illness just highlights our inherent need to evolve on all levels as human beings, as who we are. It propels us to look deep within and live more authentically. Look deep within so that we can discover what it is that no longer works for us. What is it? Whether it's a thought process, whether it's a belief system, whether it's a certain perception about the world and who we are that is no longer appropriate or necessary. And it is a call for us to live more authentically, more aligned with our core values and inner truth. And the journey toward healing and health does include the pathway to acceptance that there is a meaning and purpose and a call to action from within. When we truly get it, we have to snap out of the victim approach, the victim mindset, because illness isn't some form of punishment. It is a call to action. It's a way for us to become aware of our most basic and intimate needs. Basically, physical expressions of physical experience translate for us, let's say, a less tangible experience, or the less tangible experience from within is expressed in a more tangible way from without. And as this presentation unfolds, this will become a little more clear perhaps. And when we talk about existential shift, you know, you can talk to people who've healed from chronic conditions, from cancer, from other, let's say, incurable illnesses, and you will find a theme in everything they say, because they view their illness as a wake-up call, as an opportunity to reprioritize their life and claim a more authentic and spiritual approach to living. Now, for many of the people that you'll speak with, the suffering inherent in critical illness offers keys to unlock the doors of spiritual awareness and growth, which have previously remained unopened. That does not mean that you have to undergo a religious experience or a spiritual, esoteric experience, but simply that illness forces us to become aware, as we look deep within, of greater depth, that we are more than just our body. Because we know there's more to our cancer than just a tumor in the body or cells dividing uncontrollably. We know that, and we understand that cancer is really an experience that has different levels. We experience it mainly on a physical level, that's how we become aware of it, but we also experience it psychologically and even spiritually. And again, spiritual in this context does not mean religious in any way. It simply means a certain multidimensional awareness, or an awareness to our multidimensional nature as human beings. And when patients who remitted spontaneously after having received no medical treatment or only palliative measures underwent a significant existential or spiritual shift in their thinking, believing, and in the way of being in the world. In other words, illness forced them to grow and evolve, to change, adjust, adapt in ways that otherwise they would not have been able to do so. In that respect, it is a blessing in disguise, although when we're in the midst of it, it's very, very challenging, and trying to see that in that particular light, well, the truth is it's not easy. It simply isn't easy. But when we begin to reframe illness as a call to action, we understand that there's a certain process we have to undergo from within, not only on the physical level, but also emotionally and spiritually. Then we begin to make sense of our experience. It leads us to real life transformation. And it is only when we open these spiritual doors, or the doors to spiritual awareness, that we can begin the process of real life transformation. And reports of transformation are very common amongst those who've had a remarkable recovery from a life-threatening illness such as cancer. You talk to many of them online or in different support groups, they will be the first to tell you that the person they used to be is no longer there. In other words, they have grown, they have evolved, they have developed a certain appreciation to different aspects in their lives that previously were simply not available to them. And when we are first diagnosed with cancer, it's hard. You may not care much for the above statements: real life transformation, a call to action, hidden purpose and meaning in illness. These just make no sense whatsoever. We just are in the grip of fear, and we try to make sense of things, but these statements first will not make much sense. You may not even want to hear that your illness have a positive impact or will have a positive impact on your life. Nevertheless, this is true. And again, all I'm asking you to do is to begin and look at your current experience of illness in a different way, in a way that makes sense, that help you see its purpose, its meaning. Because when we find this purpose and meaning, our experience become much more bearable. We can manage it better. We can find reasons to keep on going, and so forth. So this is very important. No matter how unpleasant the road to recovery and health is, or how angry it makes you feel, please, please, please do not deny your journey its purpose. At the very least, discovering the purpose and meaning of your illness will make this road less traumatic and tiresome. This is absolutely true, so true. And again, it's the wisdom that you can receive from so many people that have healed, that have had these different life transformations, that were able to emerge from their illness stronger, wiser, better people. And so take it to heart, and hopefully you too can find strength, inner strength, and hope emerging from these words, between these lines. Absolutely. Knowledge accumulated through experience cultivates wisdom. And so we talked earlier about the suffering inherent in this process of illness, whether it's the conditions that we are in, whether it's the treatment, the side effects of treatment, whether it's the emotional side effects that have to do with our change of identity, all these different processes, they manufacture knowledge of ourselves, who we are. And knowledge accumulated through different experiences cultivate wisdom. Wisdom will lead you out of the dark forest of fear and unknown so that you can see the way to a promising healing future. A place where you can truly remember this truth, the absolute truth, that while you may be with cancer or with illness, you are not your cancer. You are not your illness. And that's the bottom line. When you remember that, when you remember the truth, you are empowered from within to take action. And of course, I did mention that illness can be beneficial when we learn how to live more authentically, more aligned with our sincere core values. When we emerge from illness stronger and wiser, we have benefited. It hasn't been an easy road to recovery, but this journey is of great value to us. And what I want you to remember is that physical symptoms are tangible evidence of what's going on in your body. Well, actually, what's going on in your subconscious mind and how you are really feeling deep inside. They are expressed in your body, but they are the message, the expression of the message, the manifestation of the message transmitted through your from your subconscious mind to you. Your needs must be met. Your deeper needs must be met. Denying them, denying yourself, you inhibit the capacity of your body to heal, to recoup, to be resilient, and ultimately recover. The number one secret to coping with illness, and this is important, it's very helpful. It's simple, but it's very helpful. Get the big picture. What is it that you're missing? Look at your experience from different perspectives and realize the big picture. This moment is absolutely difficult. Yes, it's true, and nothing essentially is going to change that, except when you see it in a greater context, when you understand that it came to do a specific something in your life. And when it will do that specific something, it will no longer be. Sometimes, not only do we miss the forest because of the trees, but we don't even see the trees because we're focused on the wood. Sometimes we're so absorbed in what the doctor has said, in what I'm feeling right now, or what I'm sensing or experiencing in my body right now, that I forget to see the greater context. And the greater context, the big picture here, is that there is a meaning and purpose to it. Seeing the big picture helps us cope with change because we become aware of the benefits or desired end result. And in the words of the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, he who has the why to live can bear almost any how. In other words, when we have a reason to keep on going, we can keep going. We can just discover from within the power to move on, the power to heal, and the power to recover. Please remember that truth, that while you are with cancer, you are not your cancer. And feel free to contact me either through email or through my website. I'm more than happy to answer questions and give you more information about how you can improve your chances of recovery. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this presentation was helpful to you. Thank you so much.